A very good morning, class. I am the master teacher of Birla Brainiacs. Welcome to my today's EVS class. Today we are going to learn a new topic. Now, tell me, have any one of you here ever thrown a leaf in the pond? Well, I have done it, and I really noted something very different about it. And then something else came to my mind. I took up a stone and I put it in the pond. And I saw something all the more different. So today, our topic is based on my observation. My today's topic is, we are going to learn about the materials that float and sink. Now, when these two words come to you, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Any guesses? Anyone like to try? Okay, let me help you. I have two balls. One is a rubber ball, one is the metal ball. Now, what do you think will happen with these two different balls if I throw them in the water? Yes, the rubber ball will float, whereas the metal ball will sink. Well, now let me help you with what do I mean by the two words which we are going to learn today, float and sink. Float means something that stays above the surface of the water, right? So when, as I told you, when I put the leaf in the pond, my leaf was floating on the surface of the water. It is on the top of the water, right? Whereas when I took the stone and when I threw it in the pond, it sank. That means it went to the bottom of the water, below the surface of the water, where I could not see it, right? So these are the two terms that we are going to learn today, float and sink. Float means on the top of the water, sink means at the bottom of the water. Have you ever wondered why the objects sink and float? Now when you look at this leaf and this stone, what do you think? Are they both looking kind of same? No. So, the lighter objects always float on the water. It is at the top of the water. Whereas the heavier object that sinks in the water. That is the difference between these two objects, the leaf and the stone. Leaf is light, stone is heavy. Leaf floats, stone sinks. Well, here are a few examples which we can see of floating and sinking. If you see a plastic ball, a plastic bottle, a rubber balloon, a plastic paperclip and a shuttlecock. These are the ones which float on the water, right? Because they are light. They are light in weight. And so what happens to them? They float. Whereas if you look here, there is a stone, yeah? Similar like this, but it is a little more bigger and heavier. It's like a rock, yeah? Then we have a glass, okay, which again is sinking, and there are two different types of metal balls which are again sinking because these are heavy, okay, and that's how they sink in the water. Yes, these are good examples for you so that you know which are the materials that float and sink. Ice, plastic, wood, cork, oil, lithium and sodium. They all float on the water. Whereas the glass, the aluminium, the blood, granite, gold and coal, these are the ones which are very heavy and they sink in the water. Right? So our today's topic was all about float and sink. Now is trivia time. Let me know whether you have really learned whether the materials float or sink. What do you think about the wooden branch? Will it float or will it sink? On the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, it will float. What about the eraser? What do you think? Will it float or sink? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, this will sink. What about the candle? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to float. What about the stone? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to sink. Yes. Now, one more quick worksheet with you so we can master it. A log of wood, yes, will float. A button will float. Apple, heavy, will sink. The bar magnet, heavy, will sink. The toy duck made up of plastic will float. The metal key is going to sink, right? Yes, so this is all about our today's topic. I hope you all will remember this and have a good day. Thank you, class.